streaming right now, so.
I am also definitely streaming. 90% sure.
Hi, guys. You're not free yet, are you?
Me? What do you mean free?
Oh, no, I'm talking to chat. Don't worry.
You're not liberated like France.
Thank you, Oopsie Day, for the 5-month resub. It's very much appreciated. Okay, right, let's turn that emote off. There you go. It's like I've got a bot that does it, but it's just sort of like, you know what?
Yeah,
We're here.
you
Oh,
just
Paleo, thank you for the
do it on
biddies.
your own, yeah.
Yeah, I can do. I'm a strong, independent person.
Yeah,
I can do it on my own.
Some people in my chat might notice that there's some Minecraft noises. I've got replay mod running in the background. I'm trying to find a part where I show my screen of the you know, the winners don't use drugs screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a view of that so I can get the dimensions, because at some point I'm gonna have to update that screen so it doesn't say winners don't use drugs.
Yes, Oopsie Day, they do. Yeah, no, that seems like fun.
Yeah,
I've got a kitty.
Getting the coords.
So yeah. I realised I didn't do my emergency fund last week, so I've got 2 weeks worth of funds to do, so I have money. So I've got the 100 and the 80. I'm just going to get started on those whilst Joe does whatever. Hello, baby.
I'm writing down coordinates.
Hi.
Okay.
You're going to actually show yourself to the camera in a not obnoxious way. There you are.
So.
No, that's obnoxious. You're not allowed that. You can go back on the chair if you like. Yes, cat. Atlas, as it always is, because GLaDOS has more manners.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that she's not allowed up here. Arguably, she is allowed up here just as much as the other one is, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We do what we must because we can.
I've heard that somewhere.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why I named one of my cats GLaDOS.
Good morning, everybody. We got a lot of familiar names in chat. Butterfly Girl KMC, Quarky, Winter 83, glad to see you.
Lots of people. We like people. People are good.
I am going to warn you, Cleo, this is a bit of a recovery day for me. Because...
That's okay, Joe. Choo choo!
Oh, wait. Where's my recovery day train whistle? Yesterday was election night here in Tennessee.
Oh, I'm aware. I was up for like until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
With my other half trying to explain things to me and crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were no actual tears. I want to make that clear because some people are gonna say.
And you know what? If there were actual tears, that's fine. It's okay to cry.
Yeah, I know.
Don't let people tell you otherwise. You can cry if you want to. You can have your friends cry.
Cam says it was anger. No, I get that. Yeah. So how about you tell me about that?
Oh boy. Okay. So in Tennessee, I don't know. You guys probably have a better British term for this, but in America, when they redistrict the maps, the slang term for manipulating those with weird shapes is gerrymandering.
I understand what gerrymandering is, but our counties have been counties for millennia, so there is no redistricting.
Yeah, so the redistricting. Oh, good. The stuff that I'm actually writing is out of frame. Okay. I'm glad I've got a camera set up on my desk to point at what I'm doing here. So anyway, Nashville got sliced up. So instead of most of the city being like 1 or 2 districts, it got sliced into several. but that extend way deep into the rest of Middle Tennessee.
Oh, so they just made it red, is what you're saying.
Basically, if you imagine the center of a pizza,
Mm-hmm.
like centered on downtown Nashville, you get the idea. And that's not exactly how it looks, but
Yeah.
well, the bigger problem is that red or blue, the representatives for all these different parts of Nashville now live an hour and a half outside of Nashville.
So how are they representing Nashville?
Well, they're not, but Nashville's only like an eighth or a tenth of their district anyway, so who cares?
So does Nashville get like any representation at this point?
Well, technically, yeah, we've got representatives all over the state.
But they don't care about you.
Well, they haven't demonstrated it. If they do. So that's what I'm annoyed about most. I don't want to pinpoint exactly where I live by saying which of these out-of-towners now represent me.
But hey, you did ban slavery.
Yeah, that was a win. We also made it legal for pastors to be to serve in the state legislature, although atheists are still technically banned.
Isn't that like separation of church and state? Isn't that like
so part of the Tennessee Constitution is that people who hold religious office cannot also hold political office.
Yeah, no, that should
and the Supreme Court struck that down years ago, basically saying that just because someone is an ordained minister does not mean that they can't also be elected. So basically that, like the slavery law, it was something in the Tennessee Constitution that they have removed because it's no longer legal anyway.
Right.
So basically pastors have been able to serve in the Tennessee State Senate and Congress for 40 years or something because of the Supreme Court. So
the funny thing is when I say anything about the American elections, they say, yeah, but you're not any better. And sometimes I think maybe we are.
Do you guys prohibit religious ministers from holding office?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was the one you were.
No, but I'm just like, no, there was a whole lot of stuff that happened yesterday that made me go, actually, no.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the other thing is people from Nashville had to run all over town to figure out where they were voting because with the redistricting, there was some miscommunication about which precincts people were now in. Like if their if their polling place changed, they didn't necessarily know that. And as I'm walking in to my polling place, there's somebody from the city council there who's like, hi, I'm so-and-so from the city council. I'd like to talk to whoever's running this precinct. And so, it's some random old lady or whatever. And she's like, hi, that would be me. And he's like, okay, so what percentage of people coming in here are trying to vote in the wrong precinct? And she's like, oh, it's only about half, but it's not too bad. And I'm just like, how is it half, right? And then I'm like, hi, I'm here to vote. My driver's license doesn't reflect my current address because I've moved, but here's my utility bill. And they're just like, yeah, you're in the wrong precinct. And I'm like, wait, what? I looked this up online. They're like, you need to vote at this building on this at this school. And I'm like, am I not in this building at this school? And they're like, no, this building is 2 buildings over from that one. You need to keep walking down the street. And I'm like, thanks. Like, so it's like I got to be so even though I was told explicitly where to go because I had moved, I got to this school and I see all these vote signs and I'm like, oh, here's where I'm voting. Nope, different building on the same campus. So it wasn't like I waited in line a long time to find this out. There was not really any lines because I went like 9:30, 10 o'clock, so after the big rush in the morning, but before the lunch or the evening rush. But still, it was one of those things where I was just like, okay, yeah, I see how it's half now. Like,
I understand how it's half.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, the thing is, like I keep on hearing things about you're not allowed to bring water to people in line. I'm like, why is there a line? Because like there's a little church down the road from me, which is my polling place, and like a little bit further on is the primary school, which is also a voting place, and then there's like the other primary school, which is like every primary school has a voting room.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like the voting districts are so small that like how do you get into a position where there's a line?
Well, they closed a lot of polling places, so there would be it would take longer to vote, and then people would be discouraged. It's by design. Also, Cleo, my chat in the Discord is still on the atheists being banned from holding office. They're prohibited by the Constitution of the state from holding office, just like pastors were until yesterday.
Yeah.
However, the Supreme Court struck that down years ago. So even though the Constitution of the state hasn't been amended, atheists can hold office ever since the Supreme Court stepped in. The issue is that nobody cares enough to change the Constitution of the state on stuff like this for literally decades. This slavery thing went through yesterday. You know, like the state constitution is going to have a bunch of out-of-date stuff because on some level they're always like, maybe the Supreme Court will change its mind and it'll be valid again. Maybe there'll be a new case. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Zazzles, for the 7-month free sub, and Push for the cow biddies. It's appreciated. So, but going back to, you asked if we don't have prohibited for the house. We have the House of Lords, which is specific religious leaders get an automatic place in the House of Lords, and those.
Well, I mean, it is the House of the Lords, so.
Lords, plural. They've got to be, amenable to letting like rich people in.
Oh no, not rich.
Oh no,
people.
not the rich people.
In
the
England.
rich people.
Rich people in England. You're kidding.
Yeah, I know. They have like a whole separate non-elected body for them. I know. So we're not better, but in some ways we are.
We're more different.
We don't gerrymander because, people going, why are you changing the boundaries? And we're going, I don't know. Well, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that. There's like a whole thing you have to go through in order to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The religion of being rich. I mean, that's every religion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joe's just like, I don't know how to answer that one.
Oh no, sorry. Also, somebody just pointed out, I don't know if you don't have Cleo's stream up on purpose. No, that's not like a protest. Like, it's just not showing up for some reason. Let me fix it.
You don't have to. It's fine.
I have your stream open. It wasn't showing up on my thing. So let me get that going. Yay. Okay. Sorry, that was not by design. Thank you, Butterfly Girl KMC, for bringing that to my attention.
The House of Lords is a retirement home for politicians as well. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Mini Cheese Smells, for the biddies. Just listening today because migraine. Probably not the best one to listen to for a migraine. I need to go turn on my other light. I didn't realize I turned it off.
No worries. It's Cleo turns on the light. The stream. The most extreme light turning on you'll ever see on Twitch TV. Bum, ba, dum, 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 dum.
It's on.
Yay! You did it.
I did it. It didn't take much.
Okay.
They have a say but can be overruled by the elected chamber. That's true. The elected people do have more power, so. Technically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Politics, am I right?
You're right.
Once you want to cry. I am right.
I'll give that one to you, Cleo. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
I am right.
You are right.
Thank you. Zazzles has gifted 20 Stream Loops packs to the community. I will point out that as I'm on a call with another person, like it's only costume changes and stuff and like soundboard stuff. But thank you, Zazzles. They are there, and I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you very much.
And thank you to Andrew in my stream, who writes "busking in the morning" and tips 100. So we're gonna go ahead here to edit transform on this fine camera here and start rotating. 1 degree angular for each US dollar. So hold on, this takes a while to get to 100, but thank you, Andrew.
Josie K has resubscribed for 50 months. Just mentioned to my therapist yesterday that I was going to watch your bullet journal streams as an inspiration to stick with mine. Like, if you are in any way stuck on your bullet journal, like using this time is a great way of just like keeping up with it. Because I realized that I hadn't opened it my one in a week. This one, and then I was just like, oh no, I haven't done all these things. So. And I would have forgotten about it for another week if I wasn't here with Joe. So Yay. It's good.
Whew. Okay, so this is a recovery day, partially because we had the election last night, so everybody's tired. This is also a recovery day because on the way back from voting, I had to go by the hardware store to buy a multimeter. So did I tell you that my dryer died, Cleo?
No.
So it still spins, it turns on, and it tumbles, and the fan blows, but there was no heat, right? So
right.
I'm just like, that seems like a bad heating element, but there's also like a few other parts of the dryer that can die that could cause that, like the high temperature thermostat could die, or there's certain other
I'm going to smile and nod like I know what you're explaining.
Okay, well, basically, I needed to take apart the dryer and pull out any of the pieces that could break and cause this. And then I visually inspected them. Couldn't find anything wrong with them. Like, they're all old. They're all, like, 20 years old, maybe. But maybe 10 to 20 years old. I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, they're all old enough that, like, they could be broken. But, like, I couldn't just look at it and go, oh, that's the broken one, right? So then I had to go get a multimeter, which is, like, for testing resistance and continuity and stuff in circuits. So yesterday, I went to the hardware store with my daughter, got a multimeter, came home, started testing the parts of the dryer. We figured out which one was broken and had to order a new dryer part. Luckily, dryers these days are kind of like computers where everything is designed to just like slot in. So they're not like hard to fix necessarily, but you do have to like physically move like a giant 100-pound, I don't know how much a dryer actually weighs, but it felt like 100 pounds trying to like pivot it and squeeze behind it and unscrew the back and everything. So I did that. We also, in the meantime, while we wait for this part to come in at the end of the week, I went to the store and bought a drying rack, which is like this bamboo accordion thing. It's hard to describe. It's like a scissor.
I know. I get you. I get you.
Hopefully the people at home do too.
I'm sure they do. They're smart people.
Oh, you know what apparently they also get is apparently they get sung to because it's Joju's birthday in the Discord chat. Feliz cumpleaños a ti, feliz cumpleaños a ti, feliz cumpleaños a Joju, feliz cumpleaños a ti, y muchas más. And okay, so we spent a lot of the evening disassembling the dryer, assembling from a bunch of rods and these like hinged accordion things, the drying rack. Like, we got all that done. I went to the boot store to see if I could get my boots resold. They are beyond salvage apparently, so I'm a little disappointed on that. Let's see, I also went grocery shopping, and I feel like I did something else, but like, yeah, so yesterday was just like a whirlwind. Oh, and I edited like my next video, like I had 64 minutes of like actual usable footage from like collabs and stuff.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and I'm like, I need to get this down to like 25. And so I found the narrative through line, and then I just brutally slashed anything that didn't support it. And so the people who the people who attended the streams definitely got the best of that deal. Usually it's just, I'm like, oh man, how am I gonna make a video with this little footage? I should probably go
Yeah.
record something else. Let me push it along. But like, nope, not this time. So remember how when I was talking with you and Cub and Asuma when we were messing with Grian,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I had this funny idea, like to go do my resume and leave or whatever. But I'd need a good reason to leave, and then
Mm-hmm.
so I cut out all of the stuff from us screwing around with Redstone at HHH, and smash cut immediately to me finding out that Cub has burned all my totems. So it's time to print some resumes. Like,
I saved like 2 shulker boxes full.
well, they're gone now.
What?
They might have been consumed in testing the new trash system that I built on my way out.
What have you done, Joe?
Nothing that can be linked to me if I stop talking now, other than all the video evidence. It'll be in the next episode. But yeah, it was.
I need to make a note. Kill Joe.
It definitely hurt cutting out all the pumpkin farm stuff, because originally the pumpkin farm was going to be the through line of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But not anymore. Jano Mako says, in my country, we don't need to recover after elections. As I just listed like 50 things I did yesterday, I'm recovering from all of them. So.
Thank you, Arena, for the cow biddies. And thank you, McLesley, for the 15 months who haven't escaped the horde yet. No, I'm not going to. It's just not possible. And JT has resubscribed for 18 months. Thank you very much. I left January as just Jan, just to annoy you specifically, JT. I added everything else, but just you specifically, that one's Jan.
Marcha. Okay.
So I cleaned up that storage room, just so you know, Joe.
Oh, I know. I'm not complaining about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm hitting the bricks, Heathcliff.
Okay. Oh, you're working on NaNoWriMo, Windfire? Okay, cool. Done that a couple of times.
I'm seeing some poor cubs in the chat. No, not poor cub. He did this to himself indirectly.
Am I going to get caught in the crossfire here?
No, absolutely not. I was very thoughtful about how I did this after the incident with the shulker. I think it should be fine. But then again, I thought that would be fine too, so.
It's fine.
Dun, 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 dun,
Wait, a hermit of the pearl cleaning. Actually, I enjoy cleaning, like in like my own personal storage room. There's like I get like all the stuff that I've been using into shulkers, and then I just start pulling things out and putting it where it belongs, which is why my storage room is actually useful. Thank you, Magnum Indy, for the cow biddies. Yeah, so my storage room, whilst it looks unintuitive, it actually works really well because I've put a lot of time and effort and I know what's going on.
Yeah, as long as you know where to find stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to find stuff in my storage room, do you?
Usually not, no. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I should put on the screen in lieu of that winners don't use drugs thing. I've got this gridded out here. Like, I'm thinking, like, either a high score list or...
I don't know. I don't know what's on, like...
Yeah.
Tables, generally speaking.
Yeah, you would have things like high score... latest scores from the last match. To have like sometimes they have advertisements for their online services.
Mm-hmm.
Like sign up for this to keep track of your scores at any arcade. Blah blah.
Just for you, JT.
Yeah.
And it will, don't worry. It will. And anyone who ever looks in this book, which is probably just me. Da, 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 da.
Okay. Let's just do some little thumbnails of the same box.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought about like just not sleeping. I did think about sleeping through this.
I mean, we all know that you think about sleeping on the regular.
Yeah, like no, I thought about just coloring today and just being like, okay, we're just straight up coloring book day. Like
I mean,
I want to get going on this pinball machine again. So yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a while.
I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I have not seen a solid timeline from anybody. And so, like, well, and also, like, was I out of line with reminding people that we don't want to record the last Thursday of November as a group? Like,
No.
okay. Because I didn't exactly get a response back that was like, Joe, that's a great point.
Well, let me put it like this. Most of the people involved are British.
Yeah.
Most of them. Like on both sides of the servers.
Yeah, I get that. Well,
so it's just sort of like, oh,
yeah.
oh, is that a thing? Because I forgot Thanksgiving was a thing until people went, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, you know. Is it the last Thursday?
It is. It's always the last Thursday of the
Yeah. Okay.
of the month. Well, not of every month, but yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awkward. We're here again. Can we just skip March Thanksgiving this year? Although I suppose it would be a free holiday, and if it was every month.
Yeah, if we always got the last Thursday of the month off, but like the good employers also gave you the last Friday of the month off, so that way you could have a break. I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
Are you a good employer, Joe? Do you give yourself the Friday off as well?
No, I don't even give myself Thanksgiving off, really. Like, I'm going to be working on stuff even if I'm not streaming.
Joe is a crappy employer.
No,
you heard this here.
Yeah, no, well, and that's one of those things too. Like, I try not to stream on federal holidays.
Mm-hmm. Valid.
Because I'm like, you know, there's some people who like really want to like break into streaming and making stuff online, and they have to work most days. And so like this is their day off, their day job, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna do a big stream or whatever. I don't want to be competing with them on like their day, right? I don't know. It feels kind of weird.
Right, I guess.
Because like when I worked full time and I had the day off, I was like, yeah, I can do an extra stream. Awesome. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but like, it's like if then for professional streamers to be streaming on those holidays, it's like,
he wouldn't let me take a call with him yesterday.
Who?
Fair. That's NJ.
He wouldn't let me take a call with him yesterday. What do you mean take a call with? Because it was election day? We don't have a call on Tuesdays. We don't... You offered a call about... What? I literally do not remember this. I might have been, like, disassembling a dryer at the time and technically had Discord open while I was looking at tutorials. But I have no idea, NJ, why we would have had a call yesterday or why you would have offered that. We never have calls on Tuesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. I'm not going crazy on this, right?
Yesterday was Tuesday because I'm here, Joe.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. I'm working on fixing the dryer. I have disassembled it. I used a multimeter to figure out which part was broken, and I ordered a new part. But I'm waiting until
Yay. Thank you, Magnum Indy, for the cow biddies, and Ink Curious, who's resubscribed for 8 months. Thank you very much.
Okay. So.
Okay.
This really feels like 71 by 43. I guess this is about right.
You okay, Joe?
Yeah, no, I'm doing some mental math. I'm looking at these rectangles and going, this looks kind of wide.
You got a double mention. Oh, I do that sometimes. My brain is not good for things. Like anythings.
Okay. 2339 minus 2268 is 71. Okay. 199 minus 156 is 43. Okay.
My hands look dry. Is it just the season? No, my hands always look dry. They're all right. It's not like they still haven't really recovered from the COVID hand washing era. So they've been like this since I was teaching, basically. Jay Archer resubscribed for 15 months. Another chill Wednesday morning for you. And for us. That's what we like to see. Hang on, I need to plan this out.
Oh, NJ says that in the Discord chat, she offered to do extra calls when she has days off. I guess she had off for election day, and I said no. Well, okay. That makes sense, I guess. But, like, the thing about, like, project management calls is that we don't need extra ones. We need, like, the right amount of them, and then I need to spend the rest of the time doing the projects. Like, I've got plenty to do. But yeah, because right now we're doing like a Monday weekly scheduling call and like a Friday creative content planning call, if that makes sense.
Right.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, so like doing an extra call on Tuesday, it's like, hey, how's the weekly schedule going? It's 12 hours later. I don't really need to check in. Still sitting here with a disassembled dryer and a lot of footage to edit.
But if people can't constantly get in touch with you, how do they know you're working? Here's the thing. I'm my own boss. I don't need anyone to get in touch with me to know that I'm working.
Yeah.
If I'm not working, that's going to be reflected in money at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And I will blame myself.
Or immediately. Well, I was going to say, or you don't really get PayPal tips, I guess. But like...
Not really.
Yeah, no, I'll get to the, a few days into the week and be like, oh boy, I got some bills coming up and PayPal's empty. I better do some bonus streams. Womp womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
It's an effective feedback loop. Living on the edge. I can't stop myself from streaming. Living on the edge.
I'm currently at the point, I think, where I am okay if I take a couple of days off.
Mm-hmm.
So, like only one or two, and then yeah.
Yeah. I was optimistic that I could go 2 days a week without the nighttime stream and be fine. And it's been that I would really like for my sanity. I definitely have proven that taking both Tuesday and Wednesday night off in a row is way better for me. But like financially, I'm definitely having to scramble to offset that.
Yeah, I understand. Is that a Fitbit? Like, this is a Fitbit. I haven't done many steps today. I did to 10K at one point this week, so I'm feeling, that I've earned not doing jack for a bit. So thank you, Nolan, for the Pride and Unicorn biddies. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, that's my Fitbit. So
I sharpened this pencil twice, and like both times, the point immediately comes out. I'm done. I'm done with this pencil for right now.
Okay. Somebody's asking about brands. This is my current journal. This is an Otagami. I really, really like Otagamis. They are clear. This is a scribble and dot book, which I like the pattern of, but the dots are very, very hard to see. So I am finding this one more challenging, but the paper is nicer. And, you know, it's got numbers on it, so I can refer to numbers. So it's like little page numbers on it. So there are pros and cons to both. I think if I was going to choose one going forward, I think I'd probably go back to Otagami. But, you know, I've got 6 months in this one to go. So, you know, I might change my mind.
Oh, real quick, I got a question rolling in from another JT. So no stream Friday for the federal holiday. Normally I would be like, well, I'm going to take this day off. But once again, we're on the Empire server with a bunch of British people, as Cleo pointed out. And apparently Friday is Empire stream day. So
yes, this Friday.
Yes, which is also Veterans Day.
Oh.
Don't you celebrate November 11th as well as like Armistice Day or something?
I mean, we do, but it's only like 2 minutes, really.
Yeah. So
it's not a day off or anything.
Yeah. So so that's the thing is like, so the schools are closed. So
right.
It would have been a great day for me to say like, well, I'm going to pack up my kid and go to East Tennessee, but it is also Empire Stream Day. So I've got to be there for that. So yeah, that's fine. But yeah, that'll be a good chance for me to walk around handing out my resume to people.
Yeah. Is there a pocket equivalent to a Fitbit? I have a thing with things on my wrist and you can put this on your ankle if you really wanted one, Sky, and it works the same. It just doesn't track your heart rate. But there's, you know, you can get a pedometer, I suppose, to put on your waist. Your phone usually has a step counter as well. Fitbit works in the pocket, just not as accurate. Yeah.
Cookie Demon says, take your kid to the Empire stream day. I don't know how your job works. No, that's basically what's going to happen. She's going to sit in the living room and probably, if Grian's streaming, probably watch Grian. But if somebody else is streaming, she's probably going to watch whoever's standing near Grian at the time. So.
That's just weird and awkward.
Yeah, it's fun.
Have I met any of the Hemmets in person? Not that they know of.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, every time Cleo goes grocery shopping and she sees Asuma, she, like, knocks stuff into his cart and goes, oh, I'm sorry, and then takes, like, half of it and puts it back on the shelf.
It wouldn't be so weird if me and X didn't live within, like, 10 miles of each other.
He'll never.
Because we do. No, we do. We genuinely live within, like, 10 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Because he once showed a place where one of his regular biking routes, and I'm like, I know where that is. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was a weird moment of like, huh, okay, right. So we might have legitimately met and not known it. Yeah. It was weird. So you guys are stalking each other? Not really. I mean, like, we don't know each other. I've never seen his face. I'm probably never going to see his face. So, you know. But I do know approximately where he... Actually, I know exactly where he lives, to be honest. I'm not going to go up and say, hi, because that would be weird and creepy and intrusive.
You know, if it was just weird and creepy, you'd be okay. Kindleless writes, is this where we joke about Cleo needing to move to a better neighborhood?
I live in a pretty good... actually, why are we joking about that?
Well, because Asuma...
Just because of Zuma. Yeah, no, I understand.
That's it. That's 100%
Because of
it.
Zuma.
Because internet. Because Asuma. Personal Zombie says, how did y'all like the eclipse? We couldn't see it from where we were. We had a lot of clouds.
Couldn't see it.
Kindleless confirms that was 100% the joke, and I delivered it perfectly. Thank you.
Okay. Makes it seem like a nice neighborhood. Because of the screen mask. Okay, yeah, no, that would make sense. Move to Essex. I am not trying to move south. I'm not trying to move south. Zuma has mentioned he's been recognized a few times by his voice. Look, I'm not going to say that. Let's put it like this. I could probably find him if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I do not, because that's weird and creepy.
Yeah. Well, Cleo, do you like talk way different so you're not recognized by your voice? Like
No, but my voice is very generic in the
okay.
UK.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have assumed.
Yeah, where
that.
I live, that people and I've also been told I don't sound like how I sound online.
Like the
really?
microphone changes a lot of stuff.
The microphone changes a bit, yeah.
Yeah. No, that tracks. Yeah, because I use my far too serious voice for most business transactions. Like where I'm just like at work, I'd just be like, I can understand why the client thinks that's a good idea. That doesn't make it a good idea.
Right, let's put it like this. No one in the course of 10 years of doing YouTube has ever found me by my voice.
Kindleless suggests Cleo's outdoor voice is the Owo voice. That's why they've never made the connection.
Yeah. Yeah. I neither confirm nor deny it is the Owo vote.
Cleo. Oh boy.
Can confirm it's the Owo voice and it's great. Shush, Cam.
You should have stopped after "and it's great." You don't need the ing there.
I sometimes do silly voices. That is true, but it's not a common thing. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I sometimes do silly voices on stream. So, you know, that shouldn't really be a surprise to anyone.
They've got some interesting draggable comparison photos on the James Webb Space Telescope site now, where you can like see different images of like the pillars of creation with different cameras. That's kind of neat. I'm posting a link in my chats. Would your chats want that too?
Yeah, you might as well just throw it at them. What are they going to do? Not click on it?
I mean, I've posted links in people's chats before and gotten timed out, so yeah.
I mean that's fair, but you're a VIP. You can pretty much do whatever you like on my stream, and you won't get botted.
Oh yeah.
So, but it is nice to be asked. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
VIP usually advise it. My favorite thing in people's stream where I'm VIP, where their stream is an emote only, it's just talking. It's just like, yeah, I can talk, you can't.
Yeah. The thing is, sometimes when I do that, I don't know it's an emote only mode. I'm not trying. I don't.
You're not trying to be obnoxious. Yeah. That's fine.
It just comes naturally to me.
I was going to say that about myself, but sure.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends, Joe. We're both obnoxious in our own little way.
Very. Okay. So I started on this sketch of the Pillars of Creation last
Mm-hmm.
week, and I think I'm just gonna noodle on this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, I'm pretty brain dead at this point, so I'm just trying to.
That's fine. You're allowed to be brain dead.
Yeah, I just want to just do something a little creative, have a nice little time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Deep cleansing breaths. Like I will be honest, I do. I remember a stream not like that, not too long ago. Don't know what you're talking about, but sure. I'm just here doing my quote page for. Oh, good. My neighbors have started on the DIY again.
Ooh,
It's
what are they
appreciated.
DIYing? Are they maybe building a wine rack or a I don't know what
I think
else
they're doing
people
garden
make.
stuff. I
Okay.
think they're doing fences and sheds. And I think there was a digger out there earlier, you know, so it's like
Like an excavator?
yeah,
Like mechanically, not like just a guy with a
yeah,
shovel.
like a little mini excavator. Yeah. What's the quote? Don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. Is the quote.
Don't be upset by the results you
didn't get with the work you didn't do. It's basically, if you want to get the results, you got to put in the work.
Well, hold on. It seems like you should be upset about the results of not doing stuff. Not
It's
the
the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do.
Oh boy.
I know.
I was up too late.
This is not a quote for Joe at this point.
I was up too late last night for this one. You know, as I mentioned on Twitter, I went to bed early by election night standards. We only have like a big election like this every other year. So this is usually the sort of thing where it's like we have multiple people over at somebody's house type of thing.
Yeah.
For, you know, like this year I didn't like do a party or host or anything, but like still, like, I went to bed relatively early for election night, but relatively late for a school night. It's like the kids need the day after election day off too, so the parents go to bed. Stay there.
Joe seems a little old for election parties.
Why?
Why?
You know, you can vote at 18 and they don't take it away no matter how blind you get. Like, it's like a driver's license. One of the most unpopular things they've ever tried to do in the state of Tennessee legislature was pass a law that after a certain age you need a vision test to stay on the road.
Oh.
There's a lot of old people who vote in Florida because they retire there. And they were like, I don't want to go in for a vision test. My vision's fine.
It's never fine.
And then they're all, you know, in car accidents with where somebody else hits them who's blind. And it's like, well, maybe there was a reason for that. I don't know. You know, whatever.
Maybe you're the person in the wrong.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, and the other thing, too, is a lot of times the vision is correctable. They just don't realize it. Like if they went in there and they were told, oh, you need new glasses, they could just go get new glasses. They just don't realize it, and there's accidents. It's not good. Oh, boy. Okay, so...
Okay.
Indiv says, in Michigan, I have to take a vision test every time they take a photo of me for my license. Well, you don't live in Florida. Florida and Michigan actually have things that are different about them. Like, Florida is a peninsula, but only half of Michigan's a peninsula. Well, actually, there's two peninsulas. Only both of Michigan are a peninsula. I think that works. I'm tired.
It's okay, Joe. We know you're tired.
I'm really... I'm just going to work on my drawing.
Joe's just pushing it right now. Yeah. It's okay. Deep breaths.
ImDev writes, thank you for the correction. So clearly I nailed that one, Cleo.
Oh yeah, 100% nailed. I'm certainly convinced by the fact you nailed that one.
Thank you. I feel like an expert.
Let me need glasses at the DMV to try to get my learner's permit. To be fair, I'm not staying up late on election night because I want to. It's usually the stress.
Yeah, it's like if I'm gonna be up late anyway, I might as well like get some food and drinks and have my friends over type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, why stress out alone when all the people I know and care about are stressing out about similar things? Like, we should just do that in the same place, right? That makes sense to me.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm more a stress out alone kind of person, so.
You know, I wouldn't have thought that about you.
I have clinical anxiety, Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the deepest sarcasm.
I know. I don't want to talk to anybody else about stuff.
I know. Thank you for talking to me anyway, Cleo.
I try, Joe. I try.
Yeah, it shows. Oh, so one thing, I was trying to distract myself from the election results with editing and also reading short science fiction stories and stuff. And I tweeted like, oh my gosh, there's this great short science fiction story in this magazine last month. And I found out like that author has like a whole series of books. I'm really excited. And like then I realized like, oh, this person also wrote like a bunch of Star Trek novels like 20 something years ago. I've read some of these. Oh man, that's really cool. You know, and somebody else jumps in on the Twitter thread and is like, you know, this person ran science fiction and fantasy magazine as editor-in-chief for like years, right? I was like, no, I did not. That. I did not know that. No, I feel ignorant. But then I Googled it. It was when I was 5 years old through 11 years old. And even if I did have access to those magazines at that time, I wasn't reading the masthead. The kids don't go, I wonder who the editor-in-chief of this magazine I enjoy is. They don't know that person's name. Cut me some slack, Twitter person. Cut me some slack.
Cut me some slack, Twitter. God.
Yeah. Jano says, is the election over or still going on? The votes are still being counted in some precincts, but the voting is over.
Yeah. We're having a trauma at the moment. It's fine.
Are we?
I don't know. You sound like you are.
I think I'm just having it tired. I'm not, okay. I don't feel traumatized. I just feel exhausted. But maybe that's the.
I mean, that's a really good sign that you've been traumatized, Joe. Yeah. People who are traumatized generally do feel very tired.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not how that works, said Standing Penguin. Yeah. If I could get away with things, then I would.
Mr. Hardluck writes, howdy folks, Queen Dark Lady has advised me to avoid the internet at large today.
Good advice. Does the UK give people the day off to vote? No, but you don't need the day off to vote. It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, apparently.
I walk in, I give my name and address, and then they give me a ballot paper, and then I walk out.
So do you still vote, like, on physical paper?
Yep.
Okay, because the voting machines here are digital, where, but the thing is that they're not connected to a network or anything. And so they have a bunch of voting machines where you walk up with a blank sheet of paper and you put the paper in the machine. And then you click who you want to vote for. And then it prints out who you selected. and then you feed that into, they have like one centralized scanner per precinct, and that machine counts all the votes. Because I guess that's more
That
reliable.
sounds like that's easily manipulatable.
Well, I mean, the thing is though that the centralized scanner or whatever, when you put the paper in or whatever, it drops it in a Dropbox. So then they have all of the physical printouts that say who you voted for or whatever, or say who people voted for. But that way, nobody can like use the wrong type of pencil or not fill in the circle all the way and the scanner doesn't catch it or whatever, right?
It matters what pencil you use?
Well, on like what do you call those? On the Scantron scanners or whatever.
We don't have those. Our ballots are hand counted.
Okay.
There's literally a pencil in the voting booth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you don't have to take anything in. So...
Oh yeah, I realized that I've been streaming for a while, and I don't know if I actually posted the tipping link. Oh, I did at 8:42, 45 minutes ago. Yeah, this is my job. If you want to pay me to keep doing it, thanks. Otherwise, like, I'm just having fun hanging out with Cleo. It's fine. But yeah, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Yeah, like there's all these like really cool swirls and stuff in this thing, like with these high-res images of and there's the web MIRI cam, and then there's the NIR cam, which I'm assuming NIR cam is near infrared, but I don't know what the MIRI camera is.
Micro... something.
Mid-infrared instrument.
Oh, okay.
So mid-infrared versus near-infrared, you get different... So, like, it actually has this really cool teal on the MIRI version.
Mm-hmm.
I've got in-depth info here. I'm going to link in the chats about the MIRI. Not just an MRI. That's a meal ready. No, that's an MRE is a meal ready to eat. Cookie Demon isn't an MRI the stuff soldiers eat? No, it's the stuff hospital budgets eat. Keep up. So they detect dust with the mid-infrared instrument, which is an ingredient for star formation and allergies. Many stars are actively forming in these dense blue-gray pillars. When knots of gas and dust with sufficient mass form in these regions, they begin to collapse under their own gravitational attraction, slowly heat up, and eventually form new stars.
Seems fair. What colours are your pencils? Many?
Yeah. Colored. I don't know.
My pencils are in fact coloured in many shades of many colours. Oh, that was the question about voting. Oh, right. Okay, that makes more sense. They're just lead pencils.
What colored pencils do you vote with makes way more sense. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That was a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Glad you finished the quote. I was getting confused when it just stopped with the work. Don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work.
You should just accept that the results you get with the work are going to be bad and move on.
Yeah, I know. It's more a message to myself that's saying, if you don't put in the work, you can't get mad about that.
Well,
because sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm very unreasonable.
almost, for me, I'm almost always mad at myself for not doing more, or
Yeah.
for doing so much that I'm now tired of making bad decisions. Like, I was so stressed out by the authentication servers being up and down on Monday. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I
Enjoy
put on
mini
a
cheese
very
house.
fun stream. Like stuff like that.
Some, yeah.
I'm too stressed out by the technical side of this. I've overextended myself, and now I'm just like grumble, grumble, grumble.
For more, it's like for me, it's a case of I get upset with myself because I'm not doing what I know I'm capable of, because my brain is messed up sometimes. And I just need to give myself permission to say it's okay not to do everything. And you don't have to be mad about that, you know? So, yeah. It might not make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me. And that's the main thing. Paleo Chip Biddies, thank you very much. Good advice. Yeah, you know, I overthink when I make my content, and that quote sums me up perfectly. Yeah. It's sort of like, don't get mad at yourself if you didn't do it and you're not getting the results you think you should, because it's okay to just not sometimes. MRE. Thank you for the bitties and the MRE. You want some meals ready to eat? I can do that. I actually do that. I've taken to
Eating military rations.
No. Making meals ready to eat. So I've taken to doing batch cooking and freezing and stuff, because it's just like, I don't care about eating the same thing over and over again. It's not a thing that really bothers me. I don't have that sort of brain where I need like constant variety. So yeah, I've made my life easier.
Yay!
Such a prepper.
Under prepper.
I mean, yeah, I've got 2 weeks worth of lunch in my freezer. If that's being a prepper, I guess. I wish my partner and kid didn't care. One doesn't like repetition and the other won't eat leftovers to save their life. Like, eating leftovers is like, for me, I don't understand people who don't eat leftovers, you know? Could we get a cooking stream? No. My oven barely works, and my landlord is not great with the getting new things when I need them. So, and my kitchen is from the, I think, 80s. I think that was the last time it was updated. So, you know, but I don't care because I'm moving soon, which is the plan.
Okay, I think that these pencils I'm trying to use here are too light for this paper to show up.
We had a baking video. You did have a baking video once, and you'll notice that wasn't done anywhere near the oven or the kitchen. Do you have separate hot and cold taps? No. Unless you're talking about in the bathroom, then yes.
I feel like I had some dark paper somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It might be a little bit late in the stream to go start looking for...
Moving in with X? No. I don't even know what X looks like. I am planning.
And that would be the biggest consideration.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he definitely doesn't want anyone to know where he is or who he is. You don't have a hot and cold tap in the kitchen. I have a mixer. You can get hot and cold water out of it.
Yeah, like
the audacity of some people, right?
Yeah, I've got in my kitchen, like, there's like one faucet handle, and you turn it left or right to go hot or cold, and then it all comes out of the same, like the blend comes out of the same tap.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Somebody in my chat says, that sounds bad. Are you okay? Honestly, I don't know which part of anything I've said in the last hour that is about, but it could be any of it. And
it could be all of it, Joe.
Could be all of it, yeah. It's like,
I think what we need to establish as a collective is Joe is not okay.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You're not okay, though.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like society expects too much from people. Like, why should you have to be okay? Why can't, if you're getting your stuff done, you're helping people, you're taking care of your kid, like, you know.
I don't think it's society. I don't think society cares whether you're okay or not.
Okay.
I think your friends and family do.
Yeah, there's some strong data along those lines. But, like,
I think Joe expects too much of himself. Yes, I agree with that.
The thing is, I'm basically doing the bare minimum as it is, though, in order to stay afloat. Like, that's the thing, is it's not like
I don't think that's the same thing, though, Joe.
Yeah.
You expect too much of you. Like, what you're doing is fine.
What
you expect of yourself is too much.
Well, but the alternative is to have other people expect more of me by, like, going back to my day job and then having to, like, drive across town to get my kid from school. And, like, it would actually be worse if I expected less of myself, because what other people expected of me would be more stressful and less compatible with my digestive problems. Like, I don't know. I've tried this both ways, and it's a lot worse the other way.
Fair enough.
I don't know. NJ says your bare minimum is a lot compared to some people's bare minimum. Yeah, but a lot of them aren't responsible for a child. Like, I don't know.
Yes. We don't know. That is the problem. Okay. I can't believe I'm like, it feels really weird to be setting up for 2023 already.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Cleo, you know November 18th is when the new Pokemon game comes out, right?
I didn't.
Had you put any thought into doing a Pokemon series and on stream or anything?
I have not played Pokemon since since Red and Blue.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I'm planning on playing it, and so if you would like to trade Pokemon at any point, if you decide, like, oh, there is a freight train I want to get on, it's me, a containerized pallet of freight or something. Like,
if I decide to do it, I will let you know,
okay.
But it's unlikely. Like, I enjoyed it when I was little.
I'm just letting you know, if you do decide, I will definitely be streaming it some.
I appreciate that, Joe. I appreciate the invitation. I have a Switch Lite and no catcher card.
Oh.
So for multiple. Oh, yeah, no, there is that. Yeah, that's true.
Wait, was that you reading comments or is that you saying that?
That was Cam reminding me that I have a Switch Lite and no capture card.
Because I was going to say, you used your reading voice, but it also was like, I think that might be true.
That is true. That's Cam just going, here's why this won't work.
Yeah.
Because Cam knows a lot more about my setup than I do sometimes.
Yeah.
So...
Cookie Demon says, what starter are you planning to get? I don't know yet, because I've been avoiding spoilers. Like, I'm not going to be angry if I get spoiled, but I like to go into, like, stuff I stream and record kind of blind. So
yeah, it does make the content more interesting, I think. This is the year that never ends. No. That was 2020. 2020 was arguably the year that never ended. I think I'm not going to let anybody forget that year, because that was definitely a year.
Mm-hmm.
It has stiff competition from 2021. It's still 2020.
Welcome, Em. What's going on? I'm drawing part of the near-infrared, the mid-infrared version of the Pillars of Creation here. Or at least I'm sketching it. It's hard on this background.
still blows my mind how people are just like, yeah, 2020 was okay. And it's like, no, have you forgotten?
Which part? Which part was okay?
Yeah, it was just sort of like, oh, but have you seen this year? Yeah, no, this year is like comparatively, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was still teaching in 2020. So, you know,
I don't think I've got these lined up. Yeah.
did not enjoy teaching during the pandemic at all.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
It was impressively bad. Kids having to deal with COVID right now. It might be COVID right now. It might as well be 2020. Yeah. I mean, it does feel like a long time ago, but it was like I was doing quite good in 2020 this year. The world actually went fire. Yeah, sorry about that. I can't really say anything more than that, but you know. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, like there were things that things that tagged on Discord, and my brain just goes, "Oh no, what now?"
Oh, yeah. The spoiler alert thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that too. Like, luckily, that's not anything I need to worry about. So.
No, that's not a me thing.
Yeah, I'm not streaming tonight from the Empire server, so I'm in the clear.
No, I might be on tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
but not today. Because Wednesday is my proper stream where I do multiple stream days.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to take Tuesday and Thursday off, but I am not always successful.
Yeah, I realized that having the 2 days in a row, even though technically I'm streaming right now, like
Mm-hmm.
having the 2 days in a row off of streaming Minecraft really does help me a lot. And
Yeah.
like especially because I also have like standing stuff where it's like every Tuesday is my Pathfinder game. And then
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, Sean usually my sibling comes over and hangs out with me and Corinne, and so like we've now that Sean's back in town, it's like got every week. I know I've got 2 social things back to
Mm-hmm.
back. I can look forward to them all week. You know.
Yeah. Well, Saturday I do D&D, and Tuesday is my day off, and
Mhm.
Thursday is a day off if there's nothing important going on, or if I don't need to get a video out urgently.
Yeah, it's a day off except for the multi-hour meeting that we all have to go to.
I mean, I don't like.
Yeah, you're really good about just being like, you know what, peace out. Tell me if there's anything important.
Like honestly, it's the sort of like if you know, like if it's gone on for an hour
Yeah.
and it's not got anything important, I'm out because no.
Yeah.
Because it's just sort of like if we've been discussing things for an hour and a half, then we're not coming to any conclusion.
You say that, but that's also like how like you come back and like it's like, oh, like this major huge decision was made without me. It's like, well, it was on the agenda.
I have never felt like any major huge decisions have ever been made without me.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Like even when I do peace out,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I usually try to send you a message if something is going on.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
Like if there are people there, they tend to say. I tend to say. I tend to ask.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if I leave, it's usually after you've already left. Mm-hmm. And you're the person that would let me know if something has happened or was happening and I needed to come back. And so,
I try and stay until all the topics have been like spoken about.
Items, yeah.
Yeah. That's when I try and like sometimes I don't go, and then it's just a case of I'm also okay with decisions being made in my absence.
Yeah.
Because it's a case of I trust the hermits to make decisions that are reasonable and sensible for the most part. So if there are decisions made, then I know that and I'm also fairly chill.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really get bothered about most decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're making a tower, fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna have lots of stuff in it, fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm happy to go along with whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of it is because of all those times when I was stuck in a meeting, which
Mm-hmm.
could have been an email
Mm-hmm.
at work. And I'm like, nope. Just not gonna do it again. I'm just not gonna do it again.
I'm done
I
with this part of my
refuse.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. I was on the teacher side of the online teaching. I was on both. You do not teach the same online than in person. That's true. I taught both sides because I had to go in and help the vulnerable kids because they had to come into school legally. So I took there was like 6 classes, one for each year group. So yeah. The amount of times I've set up a meeting because they don't open the email. I mean, it's valid. It's certainly a valid thing. I'm just done with that part of my life. I just don't care anymore. It's sort of like, is this going to like, I'm very good at assessing, is this going to get solved today? And if it's not going to get solved today, I just go, yeah, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah, what I need to just do is every time you dip, I just need to
you do.
just immediately, like, no analysis. Just go. Cleo knows it's time to leave. I trust Cleo. I am gone. Like,
yeah, I think that's genuinely like, who dips when I dip? Corrales often dips when I dip.
mm-hmm.
Who else often dips when I dip? Vintage Beef, XB. You know, those are the sorts of people that are just like, oh, we were just waiting for someone to say nah, bro. You know, there's a lot of us that just go, just waiting for someone to make the call, and it's Cleo again with the assist. Which is genuinely how I see it. It's just sort of like somebody wants to go and they're not going to because I'm still here.
If Cleo's
I feel like the barometer. Not that it must be important, it's just that it's you know. What are we dipping? Server meetings. Like, if I'm still there, there's something more to be discussed usually. Cleo doing the brave thing and taking one for the team by being the first person to leave. I'll be honest, I was like that through teaching as well.
Mm-hmm.
If this had to be an email, it's just sort of like, are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Is the meeting over? Good? Yeah? Everybody on the same page? Good, let's go. It's either server meetings or ballroom dancing. Why not both?
There was one place I worked where in meetings, people who wanted to show people things on their laptop, instead of spinning the laptop around, would flip the laptop up so people could see it, the upside down version of whatever it was. And so I actually wrote a script for my Mac that would 180 the display when I tilted the laptop forward like that. So that I'd be the only person who could do that, but it would actually show the right way.
Of course you did.
I'm just an obnoxious person. I'm like, oh look.
Oh it's look, like, I'm doing it correctly.
It's like, wait, everybody. Joe, is your screen always at 180 degrees?
No.
Only when I flip it forward at you instead of spinning it around to be dramatic.
To be fair, I'm often that person too, especially since my face doesn't hide how I feel about things. Same. I often had, like, during school, I often had, like, there was a group of us who, in order to make meetings bearable, we had a drinking game going on. Not alcohol, you understand. It's just sort of like, when they mention this particular field of study, you must drink.
Like
and we'd
everybody
always
takes,
catch each other's eye and just
like everybody takes
my
a sip of their
favorite.
tea type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My favorite person was the Irish guy who had nothing but disdain for the for the. He was very much just like, just let me teach my class. Just let me teach my class. I'm good. I'm a good teacher. You said I'm a good teacher. I'm not going to see here. And he would just like throw his arms up in the air and just like, just get this really sort of like, you're talking rubbish now, look on his face, and he'd just start nodding vigorously. And my favorite point was one of the senior leadership team just said, I want you to go around to everyone's classroom and make notes. And he was just like, why? I was like, I just want to see, like, if anything, you could do the best practice. He's like, these are the people that I work with every day. We are in the same year group team. I go into their classes regularly. I've already stolen the stuff that I think needs stealing.
Yeah.
And he was, was just sort of like, okay, dude, you're a little too aggressive there, but I appreciate your gumption. We knew it was time to end the meeting when the person who had undiagnosed sleep apnea fell asleep. Your stream bingo reminds me of the bingos kids would make for school assemblies. Look, if people are falling asleep in your meeting, you need to, like, the worst part is it's teachers. You know how to present stuff. You should be able to make a meeting for adults that doesn't make people fall asleep.
I know, right?
Rude. You can go, Joe. I'm fine with you leaving.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna stick it out for 40 more minutes. Or that was.
You're gonna try.
That I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, the thing
no one
is,
steals like teacher steals, right?
Arena says, "Thank you, Joe." Now I'm yawning. You're welcome. Zedric Kane says, "Joe, king of malicious compliance." Exactly. I do what I can.
You do.
And more.
You do. Must suppress yawn. We're going to call Joe's parents and tell them not to let us stream till 4 a.m.
They can't tell me what to do.
He can't tell me what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like,
I grew out of that a long time ago.
Oh, boy.
My dad still likes to think he can tell me what to do. He cannot. He
Yeah,
can't.
I was gonna say, how's that working for him?
It's not. And it's just sort of like, how about I leave? No? Okay then. Like, I'm going to just sit here and do what I like. That's why I don't teach adults, no parents to call. Honestly, teaching adults was fun. I only did it for like a little bit of time, but it was fun. Because, you know, they've chosen to be there.
Oh, yeah.
It makes such a difference.
Whoops. Yeah, I really, like, I wish I had time to, like, take classes, like, again.
Yeah. Same. I kind of, like, I keep on looking at the local college, and I'm thinking, I could do A-levels. I could just do A-levels on whatever took my fancy. You know? And it's like, why don't I do that? And then I think, because having a 40-year-old woman in the class really will annoy people, really annoy the kiddies.
Yeah, well, I would be going back for like a master's, and I look like I'm 12, so it's fine. No, I don't look 12, but I did get a bunch of comments after I shaved, like, "What? You look 10 years younger," and I'm like, I mean, I don't think I look that much older with the beard. It's still me.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. As a friend, you do.
Okay, well, I was gonna say I'm not growing the beard back, but also the beard is growing back because I keep forgetting to shave.
Stubble I think would make you look older.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm. That's where I'm at right now. Is it's like,
yeah,
I've got like a few days of stubble because every day I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shave after I get out of the shower, and then I like, as I'm in the shower and alarm's going off, I'm like, oh no, I have a call, or oh no, I gotta run over here, or like I have so much to do.
Yeah. University gets called. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go back to university because, that's like proper study. I just want to go, I'm going to do an A-level in graphic design, that sort of thing. And
Yeah,
it's just sort of like, it's something I'm interested in now. I don't need to go hugely in depth.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to learn stuff.
I don't think I know what an A level means exactly.
Okay. At the age of 16, you have GCSEs,
Okay.
which are the General Secondary Certificates of Education in multiple subjects. A levels are for the 16 to 18-year-olds who want to sort of drill down into specific subjects. They usually do about 3.
Mm-hmm.
So mine was English literature, psychology, and geology were the ones that I did.
Uh-huh.
And I just like to I'd like to go do like a history A level because I never did history after the age of 14.
Oh yeah, that'd be
I'd
fun.
like to go and do I'd like to get like the basics of things that I haven't done.
Yeah.
I'd like to do an art course maybe. I'd like to do graphic design. I like the slimmer washi tape. The washi tape's good. The washi tape's good. But yeah. Can you do them online instead of going into the class with the kiddos? Probably. But I think part of it is hearing somebody passionate talk about a subject,
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was always quite a good student as well, so
Yeah, and well, with graphic design though too, like a good graphic design course, you might be like producing physical objects, and you would want to be able to show them to each other and talk about your choices and like.
Yeah.
So like a good graphic design class, you might design like an aluminum can for a fake beverage. And the school would have like a hookup with somebody who could print prototypes of aluminum cans with your designs on them. And so like just somebody holding up or here's a PDF of what the label I would send in isn't the same as like inspecting like, okay, why did you choose to use this ink? Because like this ink works this way on the aluminum differently than this other ink that this guy chose. And like, like there's some material science elements of it and thought that like, you really want to have it in the room.
I mean, I keep on looking for like A-level courses which like are taught in a class, but I really want to look for adult education, but there is very little adult education, and most of it is English as an additional language, or like retaking GCSEs. So, taught my first workshop in person for students after nearly 3 years. I missed it. Yeah, I don't miss the teaching. I miss the learning. The learning was fun. With learning iPhone and Pinterest for seniors. So NJ, what kind of courses are you teaching? For your workshops, sorry. What kind of workshops are you teaching? Self-care through time management. Nice. That fits somehow. Somehow that fits. You still there, Joe?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the chat. My brain.
Your brain is definitely.
I've been struggling the last few days just because all of this stuff with like this whole last week was really busy because we had a bunch of stuff we had to do before Badger left, and then we had to get Badger packed up and to the airport and everything. So it's like going into Sunday, everything was already crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
then Monday and Tuesday were both like really busy, stressful days. And like, so my
Mm-hmm.
brain is still. I'm catching up. I'm
You're
chilling.
getting there.
I'm getting there, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna benefit from not streaming Minecraft today. Uh,
Yeah, you should take some time.
yeah, I'm
Do
gonna have.
Joe
Oh god.
do Joe care stuff is what I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
yeah, I'm gonna have to log in to record like a 90-second outro or something and do some setup for
That's
that.
nothing.
Yeah,
That's
I can
nothing.
do that. That's but I've got most of the episode edited, cut down, audio fixed, all that.
Yeah. Yeah, there is the Open University that I could do, but I just don't. I just don't want to do a degree again. I've done my degree. I've done my further education. I've done like my PGCE. It's like I just want to learn something for fun.
Is PGCE postgraduate something something?
Certificate of Education.
Okay. So does that count as a master's degree?
Mm, not really. It's only a 1-year course. It's the basic conversion course for people who didn't do a teaching degree.
Gotcha.
It is higher education. It's still considered a university. I got it from a university.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it a master's degree. I would call it just an add-on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like getting a master's would be fun as long as it's in something I want to study anyway. And like
That's the key thing.
And the big thing with that is that's the opportunity to be surrounded by other adults who also want to learn. Like, you know, you're talking about going back and getting the A levels, and like that'd be cool. But like, if I went and got like a master's of fine arts in graphic design, you know, the people coming back at the MFA level, some of them went and worked in the industry for a few years and came back, and you know, like
Yeah.
I one of the biggest things I miss about going to the office was being surrounded by people who were specialized in things that I wasn't, from all over the world, and talking to them about their experiences and just kind of getting out of like I don't spend a lot of my time in the YouTube Twitch bubble. You know what I mean?
No.
Like
Yeah.
somebody was like surprised the other day. They were like, "Oh, did you see that this famous person was campaigning you know, have you thought about, like, on behalf of these politicians, have you thought about leveraging your YouTube celebrity to do the same?" And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Seth Green was Oz from Buffy. And apparently there's like 2 other Greens I had never even heard of. But it wasn't
Yeah.
Oz from Buffy that was campaigning. It was some, like, apparently one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, and I literally had just never heard their name. Like, that's
I've never heard of like most of the people that they say. Have you heard this? Like even Minecraft YouTubers.
Yeah. Like, I don't...
I'm like, it's like this person is one of the most famous people in the Minecraft female universe space, and I'm like, I have never heard of that person.
YouTube today had a tweet that was like, if you got to talk one-on-one with a huge YouTube creator, what would your first question be? And my question would probably be, so what do you
Who
do?
are you?
Who are you? So, hi, what's your name? Like, would be my first question. It's like,
I have no idea. Like YouTube, like people are just like, but they're big YouTubers. I only hear about big YouTubers when they've done bad things.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like the people that I watch are mostly people that I started watching like 10, 12 years ago. And a lot of them might be full-time now, but they're not like world famous top of you. Like kids don't know who they are. They're just random people that I watch, you know? So like
I do not like if I have YouTube time, I do not watch Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that out loud. I watch adult people doing adult things. I watch cooking shows. You know, I watch people doing gardening. That's where I am.
Well, but the thing is, the people that watch us, a lot of them aren't professional Minecrafters. But what they don't want to do at the end of the day is they don't want to watch if somebody who is in the chat, like for example, Jill Jackson works with tires. I don't think that Jill Jackson wants to go watch YouTube about tires at the end of the day. Jill Jackson wants to watch YouTube about Minecraft because Jill Jackson is already all tired out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're all Minecrafted out. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those things. We're not telling y'all don't watch Minecraft videos.
My
We're
favorite
telling
thing
y'all,
is
like,
people going.
we have the same problems you do, just in a
My
different
favorite
way.
thing is people going to me. Did you see what Grian has done in his latest episode? And I'm like,
That's what my kid does to me at dinner.
I'm like, no,
I'm like,
I
no.
don't watch any of the other hermits. I get my information about the other hermits by speaking to them.
Yeah, because that way we get more organic interactions. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like it's like, okay, well, if you want to talk to me about that for a few minutes, that's fine. But you have to listen to me when I talk about what's going on with you know, this random government in the Middle East, the Washington Post today. It's like,
Yeah, this is a thing that I am interested in, you know.
I'll talk to you about your interests, but you got to put up with mine.
Yeah. It's like
Part of parenting.
Yeah, and but it's the people who are just like, you haven't watched Grian's latest episode, and I'm like, no, I've watched somebody build a house. You know, it's all like that's what I'm into. This is work. I enjoy my work. I like Minecraft. Don't get me wrong. Minecraft is fabulous. It's a great building block. It's a great artist palette, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right. If I go and watch just my friends, just the people I'm on a server with, that's millions of hours of my days I'm never getting back. Mm-hmm. I would follow a feed that was just videos Cleo has watched. I don't feel comfortable with that. Look, if you want to see like people who do homesteading, I watch that because I like watching people garden, and I watch people like preserving foods and doing all that. You know, I like people explaining the science of preserving foods. It's weird, and I'm there for it. You know. Mm-hmm. I watch people play horror games. I watch people deconstruct horror movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I really like media criticism and breakdown videos. Like,
if you want to see something that I really do enjoy, go and watch Cinema Therapy. Cinema Therapy. It's a licensed therapist and a movie creator, a director. They sit down together watching movies and talk about all the problems in cinema therapy. Do I watch the recap? Sometimes.
Oh, like they criticize specifically the like when a character goes to therapy and it isn't handled well.
No. They talk about like the the mental issues that require therapy, and they say what would have perhaps helped that person, and you know, they diagnose. I don't think they diagnose main characters. They sometimes say this person is showing symptoms of this, you know, and like yeah, like, but they do it in a way that really interests me. So cinema therapy is definitely like, they're like 30-minute videos, but they are fascinating to watch, and the relationships between characters. Yeah. My watch list: Cleo, Kurzgesagt, yeah. Primitive Technology, I also watched that. And two blokes refurbishing 2 stone cabins in the Italian Alps. Yeah. Like how Split did DID improperly, but Moon Knight got this right. Yeah. Favorite breakdown is their breakdown of Split. I can't remember. Like, my brain has just completely just turned off about all the stuff that I've watched of theirs, but I've watched like pretty much everything. Primitive Tech is great. I got his book, recommend for sure. That's a book that I really want. Is the Primitive Tech one. So yeah, like anybody, like Ask a Mortician. Ask a Mortician is somebody I watch on the regular. I watch a lot of stuff, usually when I'm on the treadmill, to be honest. But yeah, I do watch a lot of stuff. And I also, like, when I'm building stuff in Minecraft, I have stuff on in the background. So, you know, like, it's really good to have stuff that you enjoy going on whilst you're trying to build giant towers. Honestly, like streaming as well helps because talking to people is really essential.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't do a lot of it. Streaming is a lot of my social interaction at this point, which is
Yeah.
sad.
Well, and to kind of roll it back to the grad school thing, just a sec.
Yeah.
Like all the things we're talking about, like, oh, it's cool to meet people, or it's cool to learn about these things from YouTube channels that are interests completely unrelated to your day-to-day job, right? Like
Yes.
that's
I think that's
like
what we were doing, yeah.
yeah. So like going back to graduate school in a program where most of the other people are adults who have like worked in the real world for a few years and are coming back, like where the youngest people are in their late 20s, early 30s. I feel like would
Yeah.
be a really helpful experience for me as a way to like reconnect with this stuff in a conversational way, right? Outside of now, I do benefit from getting to meet people at conventions through YouTube and like on Twitch, like talking to people, as you were saying, is really helpful in Twitch. But like that's still in the context of like
Work.
I'm playing Minecraft at work while I'm talking to people from different backgrounds. Like I want
Yeah.
like I want to be able to go somewhere and just do that, right? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like one of the things, and this is going to shock people who watch my recent streams, like one of the things that I considered like when I thought that YouTube wasn't going to go anywhere and like things that I would rather do rather than teaching, like mortuary school was a thing that came to my head.
I am shocked to hear that slicing up bodies is going through your head, Cleo.
Look, like one, shut up. But I feel like helping people with the loss of loved ones and stuff would be something that I would be interested in. But considering I just spent an entire game franchise in a mortician school and then I just started shouting at the dead bodies, I'm starting to think maybe it's not for me. But yeah, it was one of the things that I had considered. So
I bet a lot of them shout at the dead bodies.
Huh?
I bet a lot of them shout at the dead bodies. Like
maybe
that's not disqualifying.
These bodies in this game were inhabited by demons, so
yeah, but even if not, like I mean, like I've seen people yell at servers, so
that's true.
Like people yell at whatever they interact with at their day job.
Yeah, that's I try not to yell at the children.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit of a special case, let's say.
I wasn't always successful at that. I'll be honest, especially in my early days. But I got better as time went on because that's how teaching works.
You get better at things as you do them. What?
I know.
Shocking.
I mean, I like people say, "Oh, I bet you were an amazing teacher," and I'm like, I was like categorized as a good teacher. Good with outstanding elements. I had like literal paperwork that backs that up.
Good with outstanding elements?
Yeah. That was on my paperwork.
On paper. Good with outstanding elements.
Wow. Well, it was on paper. I've gotten rid of it because I don't care anymore because I'm never going back. But yeah, no, good with outstanding elements was with me. Like good is the minimum standard. Outstanding is the extra bit.
But yeah, you didn't quite just get to flat out outstanding.
You can get to flat out outstanding. That is possible.
But it takes time.
But like the only people I've ever seen with like flat outstanding were people who had been doing it 50 years.
Yeah.
And like they were the high up, like this is my life, this is all that I do all the research kind of people.
Everything is for the children.
Yeah, creepy people.
I'm glad you caught that.
Honestly, like the amount of creepy teachers is just whoa. But yeah, like people keep on telling me, "Oh, I bet you were such a good teacher. I'd have loved to have you as my teacher." And I'm like, "You really wouldn't." Because what they mean is like you would have probably been made you want to learn. I was the same teacher you always had. Like, like teachers are very cliquey. Yes. I'm never very I never really got into the cliques, which is why they bullied me so bloody much. They gave me an anxiety disorder.
Cleo was bullied in school within the
I
last
was
5
bullied in
years
school by the teachers.
as a teacher.
You know, what ages were you teaching? The specific. When I was in high school, when I taught in high school, was when all the bullying happened, and then I went to work at a primary school. In a teaching assistant kind of role to get the use of it. I was bullied there. And then I went to my last school and I wasn't bullied. And you know, through all of that, I was getting like goods, except for when I was being severely bullied. And then for some reason, my great scores by the person who was bullying me, they dropped like a stone. It's weird, isn't it? That the person who bullies you grazed you really, really harshly when everybody else says you're really good. Yeah. So, yeah. People are like, I don't understand why you have anxiety. You seem so confident. I wonder. It's a mystery. Sorry. I don't know why that's been brought up, and I'm just very stressed about it. What ages? So what ages? I taught like the whole range. I've taught adults, I've taught children, I've taught 16 to 18-year-olds, so college students. Haven't taught university level courses, but I have taught adults. Some people's attitude never leaves the playground. That's true. And you hear stories about people after they leave your school, and it's like it never ends well for them.
Yeah, at the point where you're hearing about somebody, it's not like, oh, did you hear they went on to Oxford? No. It's like, did you hear that they drove a lorry into the river?
Did you hear that they got fired for bullying people? Was the one that I got.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so it wasn't actually just me. It's just that they're a bully. Right. Okay.
So does that make you feel more or less special?
It makes me feel vindicated.
Okay.
Like you caused a severe trauma in me and you got punished for it eventually.
Yeah. The system works.
The system works, but it didn't work for me. I just had to have a mental disorder and quit teaching. It's fine. I got to do something better, and I got to make more money than they did. So I'm happy because they were very money oriented. So yeah, PTSD from jobs sucks. I don't have PTSD. I just have an anxiety disorder, which I suppose might. No, I wouldn't put it like that. No. Therapy has said I don't have PTSD. I'm good. I'm not good. I really it's really difficult to talk about. I don't care about talking about it as such. It's just, it's weird.
We could talk about something else. We have 11 minutes left.
We can talk about something else.
If you like.
It's like I say, I don't mind talking about it. It's just weird, you know? Ruwithra and his cheered biddies, thank you very much. Hope all is well with you. I'm fine since leaving teaching. I know it sounds like I'm dwelling on it, but I'm really not.
Oh, I should do a last call for tips since you're talking about how important money is.
Money is very important to the YouTube career, and we could not do this without you. And Joe definitely can't do this without you.
Yeah, now's your opportunity
to
be the second person to tip this stream.
Yeah. Money equals freedom to create. It does. That doesn't stop the stress of it all. But I am, like, you guys have put me in a position where I can maybe get a house soon.
Yeah.
Do I watch any other creators working on the bullet journals? I did when I first started, but now not so much.
I started looking at houses, neighborhoods. Badger and I drove
Mm-hmm.
around before she left, because the idea is that if Corinne lotteries into one of the good schools, we'll
Mm-hmm.
need to move to be nearer, like on the bus line to those schools.
Right.
But the problem is we don't know until February if she's going to lottery into one of the good schools, or if she's
Mm-hmm.
going to just stay in her whatever she's zoned for. And we also
Right.
don't know what the housing market's going to look like in terms of prices.
Yeah.
So it's like we're just going to drive around and look at a bunch of neighborhoods along different bus lines, and hopefully that way when I have to make a decision while Badger is still in England,
You make the one that she wants to live in.
well, yeah, even if she can't visit the particular house, she's at least like seen the area. You know, it's not going in, like
Thank
I
you,
could,
Jenny.
you know,
Yeah.
I'll like have pictures and video and stuff, but like, okay, remember we drove around. Yeah, there was that vape shop next to the alcohol place, next to the other vape shop, and then there was a grocery store. Yeah, it's over by there. It looks like the places we can afford to live in Nashville have a lot of vape shops. I was really surprised. I don't vape, and I don't really walk past a lot of those in just my day to day stuff. It doesn't, but
Mhm.
apparently some parts of town have a lot of them.
I don't think I've ever seen a vape shop.
Well, I saw
don't-
so many when I was looking at houses that I could maybe plausibly afford. Tobias, thank you for tipping 9. Let's go ahead and rotate that camera another 9 degrees angular.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of work on budgets. So, for example, I will be doing like budget, like for example, savings challenges that I'm doing, so that next year I can at least start the process of getting a house. I'm at the point where I've pretty much got a deposit for what I need. Unfortunately, the Bank of England interest rate has just skyrocketed.
Well, wait, if you're trying to build savings, yeah, never mind. I was thinking about like the
Yeah.
savings account, you're gonna get a better interest rate, but no, it's the mortgage.
Oh yeah, the savings account I'm not worried about. It's the affording the monthly on a house bit. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
the mortgage interest rate shot up here too. That's another concern for me.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that the Nashville housing market cools off by the time we have to
Yeah.
buy. But realistically, I started looking at apartments over there, and they're building a ton of fancy new luxury apartments close to some of these schools, which I can't afford to live in, but it's driving down the prices of the nearby apartments that aren't as nice, because like the people that
Mhm.
would have lived in the okay apartments are all like, oh man, I want a pool, I'm moving a block down the street to this fancy place, like,
Yeah.
so I might end up just
I'm
renting again, which I'm not keen on, but like I have the option, and at that point I could afford to rent within walking distance of these schools,
Mhm.
but
you don't want to.
buying within walking distance of these schools, it's like 800,000 to 1.2 million. So it's like, okay, I could rent while she's in middle school for like a
Mhm.
few years, and not be building any equity.
Yeah.
Or I could buy a place like a 30-minute bus ride each direction
Mhm.
for 4 years. And that's like
I
a lot of time.
I spoke to a mortgage broker the other day, and they said I could potentially get like a decent whack of money, and I'm just like, he says, well, you could buy a house that it costs up to this, and then I looked at him and goes, I could, but in 25 years I don't want to have that price anymore when I'm trying to retire.
Yeah.
I would like to have a house that I could legitimately pay off in like 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just be mine, and that's fine. I can possibly do that if things keep on going the way they are.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I think in April is when my like when my accountants have done the April taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I can then say I have made this much money, and then I've got 2 years of certified accountancy taxes, and then I can get a house.
Woo!
Yay. I don't know how nice the house will be, but it will be a house.
Yeah.
So I've got merch coming up. Thank you, Bakura, for the biddies for the house fund. It's appreciated. Yeah, no, I do have merch coming out this month. And it's going to be stuff that Zloy's done for us. Zloy did all my Patreon merch for me. Well, not all of it. Most of my Patreon merch for me. And he did another thing. He did another snaky zombie Cleo piece of artwork. And then segue. Look. I have an opportunity to buy a house. I'm sorry, guys. I'm always going to be upfront with you. But yeah. Like I need you guys. Yeah. I do.
Headstanding Penguin says, as a Swiss, 30 minutes walking distance and up to an hour by train is fine. I don't want my kid to take an hour train to go to school every day.
No.
Like, especially, it's just easier if I could live within walking distance of the school. Like that's.
Thank you, Ipsy Dave, easier. For the 5 packs, the 5 Stream Newts packs. It's appreciated. Yeah, no, like it is not good for children to have a commute. They need time to be children, and they need to live in areas where their friends are able to be accessed.
Yeah. Well, the thing about these non-geographic schools, though, that you have to lottery into, like the advanced ones, is there's no guarantee that her friends from her class will live anywhere near the school, except for the fact that the parents won't want to drive across town every morning. Like, you could live anywhere in Davidson County, which is a huge geographic area, and go to the school. But it requires driving all the way to the school in Nashville rush hour traffic, which is a nightmare every day. So
yeah. Thank you for the biddies, Roy Ethwin. It's appreciated. Enjoying the stream. Thank you. No, thank you. Like, seriously, could not do this without you guys. Really couldn't. Joe is the same. Could not do this without the generosity of just regular people. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy what we do. It makes a difference. Particularly when I have to go and buy new mics every flipping 5 months, apparently.
Oh, no. Yeah.
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 Oh, dear.
Did you buy 2 this time?
I've got 2 mics. I've got my backup mic, which I'm currently on, and I've got my new good mic over at my main station. So don't eat the mic. I'm not eating the mic. I'm squidging it. It's fine.
You are pushing on it, but it's okay.
I am. Oh, well, I was then.
Yeah.
That was deliberate.
I noticed.
I think of myself as an irregular person. Yeah. Oh, Hype Train. Thank you. Geek of Many Topics gifted a sub. Thank you very much. I still enjoy my Hive Drake candle water bottle. They're water bottles. They're not candles. Class commute up to 6. Class was across town by bike. Class was 20 minutes by bike at 9. Oh, gosh. Here, that's the norm. It's never good to have too much of a... If you can't walk it or bike it, it's like an hour and a half an hour. It's probably a bad move. Yeah. Hey, Tuana, cheered biddies. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've got another tip rolling in via PayPal here. For some reason, the alert didn't show up in my email, but it shows up on the phone.
It is what it is.
So now I've got to unlock the phone. 1 second. I got an alert.
How long does it take?
Well, the thing is, I've got multi-factor authentication on PayPal because I don't want people... If I drop my phone... I've literally had my phone fly out the window of my car unlocked one time when I was making a sharp turn. Because, like, my car is too old to have, like, a phone holder. So I just, like, have it, like, on front of the fuel gauge. Oh, hey, thank you to Rotation for the 3. We're going to go ahead and rotate Joe. Do. But yeah, so the thing is, like, the phone was unlocked because I had, like, the navigation stuff on it when it was sitting there.
Oh, yikes.
And so, like, I had to park and go get my phone off the street. And I'm like, you know, it was fine because I'm the sort of person that buys, like, the high end cases.
Yeah.
Like the you know, I'm not gonna name a brand, but like it's the one for like, oh, you could drop your phone out of a window by accident and be okay. Well, I had mine flung out of a car window while driving, and it was fine. But like,
It
so
was
if
fine.
somebody picked up my phone and wanted to use PayPal, I want them to have to go through multiple steps and have to know multiple things in order to do that. I don't want them just being like, let me
That's
Venmo myself
fair.
$800 or whatever.
Okay,
Is my
so thanks to Geek of Many Topics for the gifting a sub. Thanks to Anna for the biddies. Thanks for Rohanna Derillion, I think, who has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. Jay Archer cheered 200 biddies for the house. I can understand how important your own house is. Yes. JK's has cheered biddies. Captain Kells has resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you very much. McLesley cheered biddies, 300 biddies. And Rohanna Derillion gifted a sub. Thank you very much indeed. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. And McLesley. Oh no, that's just showed up. There you go.
Yeah.
Merch is fun. Like I've got like t-shirt merch coming out this month, and then sometime in the new year should be getting plushie merch.
Woo.
If I see an unlocked phone on the street, I'm not touching it. It looks like a trap. Yeah.
It was literally in the middle of the road too. Like it
God, Joe.
Like just like face up unlocked in the middle of the road. And I'm like,
yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Beckett Baladas has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. But there is pie.
Yeah.
Today is a pie day. I don't know why. It just is. You can have a crumble if you don't like a pie.
Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how long they had to ride on the bus to and from high school every day. Well, the thing is, there's a difference between going on a school bus and public transit. Right. So there's no school buses for these non-geographic schools. You either have to have your parents drive you have to walk, or take public transit, right? Biking would not really be viable through some of these areas because of the way the traffic is, and it wouldn't be safe. Like you're going over and under interstates. There's like multiple lane road intersection, like 5-lane road intersections on both sides. I would not want a 9-year-old biking 3-4 miles in Nashville to school like this.
No.
It's just not a safe city. But yeah, so that's the thing is, like, with the public transit, I would probably have to take the bus with her, at least at first, until she found, like, if we had other kids in the neighborhood who happened to go to the same school, then that would be great. They could be bus buddies. But realistically, I might be committing to, I'm going to get on a bus for 30 minutes each direction to drop her off, and 30 minutes each direction to pick her up. Or I'm going to get on a bus to go to school with her, and then I'm going to wear my running clothes and jog back 3 or 4 miles. Right. Either way, that's a huge time sink. Like,
it is.
So it's like, yeah, okay. So if I get a place that's a rental within walking distance, I'm not building equity, but I am saving myself a lot of time at that point. FWA Diver says, that sounds healthy though. Yeah, the thing is though, some of those time periods might intersect when the collabs are happening. Like the time that I picked my kid up from school is like 3 p.m. U.S. Central Time overlaps like when all the British people and all the California people are awake. So I would also be committing to missing every group recording on days where I don't have somebody else to pick up Corinne, which in the long term, Badger would be able to help with, but we don't know how long this processing is going to take on the wedding paperwork. The fiance visa stuff could be 14 months. So I don't know if I want to commit to missing 6 to 8 months of Hermitcraft collabs. I don't know. To go
I get you.
Deal with that.
I get you.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I gotta get
it's
going.
Probably time. You've got to go. I'll see you later, Joe.
Alrighty. I'm not gonna raid you because you're not keeping going, right?
No, I'm not keeping going. It's fine.
Okay. Bye, Cleo. Have a great day.
You too, Joe. Bye-bye.
Bye. Where do I disconnect? There it is. Okay, disconnected from Cleo. Close the window capture. Let's see what is going on in the broader world of Twitch. So let's see. Hey, it looks like Janie Laney is playing. Wait, what is this? Janie Laney is playing, I was going to say Minecraft, but it shows Minecraft in the title. But apparently it's a different game called Vintage Story. I've never heard of this. We're going to go ahead and send folks over there. When you get to Janie Laney, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. And stop streaming.